Green, blue. Green. Well, that's a start. Green interwebs. This is Jackie King. Welcome for another edition of Game and Chill. Game and Chill. Wow. Must be more out of it than I thought. So there's a lot to catch up on, and I can almost guarantee that we're not going to get to any of it today. I'm just recording this because, like, it's been so long since I've done Legends RCS anyway, so I was just playing on my own time and starting up just recording without commentary, so I could post commentate Game and Chill later because it's been so long. Yeah, but screw it. Decided we'll talk like 10 minutes and see how I feel from there. And mostly just playing this by vibes. Just part of the reason why I felt the urge to play this game today was after my outing with the convention, I think I actually lost a key component of my Switch 2 dock out at a convention, like the worst place possible. And I didn't even lose the whole dock, I just lost like the US. I lost the power. I just lost the AC cable. Well, not the cable, literally just a box. Still had the cable. Which is weird because I don't think I had it out of the convention hall at all. I just packed it in my suitcase. And yet, it's been a week and I have not. I've been searching for it for over a week with no luck. So I just ordered a new one. It sucks, but I didn't get the official one, and it seems to be capturing just fine, so at least I didn't lose an arm and a leg over it. It was a good excuse for me to finally put in an order for that replacement external hard drive or portable drive that I've been meaning to get for ages now. So at least I was able to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, and I had enough saved up that it wasn't really too much of a harm in my wallet. Not that I need another excuse to look back on all the convention shenanigans in a less than positive light. I wasn't going to talk about it because I wasn't sure if I was feeling up to it, but screw it. I think I can at least muster out a summary. It's kind of a mixed bag, honestly. I think I set up my quote-unquote first convention expectations too high and paid the price, because there was a couple things I did there that were real nice and fun, but there was also a lot of time I just walked around doing nothing. And not to mention that, like, because it was like my first time actually going out and driving and traveling in a long time, there's a lot of stress with the travel. And even just driving from places to eat back to the convention area. And that's all I really want to say about that. Let's just say it didn't help the convention experience. But also, like, first, between working from home and not really getting anywhere during the convention, it's not like I really get out too often, so I probably needed the outing, if only for that. It just sucks that I couldn't have more fun, considering that, like, it's part of the reason I went to the convention area was to get out and try to get myself out and socializing again. It wasn't a complete failure by that motion, but it does leave me with a lot of concern. It leaves me with a lot of hesitation to try it again. Oh hey, it feels like forever and a half since I've last seen a space-time rift. But then again, I guess I've spent so many game and chills just trying to shiny hunt the last few Pokemon in my Hissui decks that I haven't really. It's been a while since I just roamed around and did literally nothing of note that would pass the time. I'm surprised it's not. Okay, now it's showing up in the map, sort of. But I am a little surprised it took that long to show up on the map to some degree. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back next year. Maybe I'll just go for one day. Oh. Shoutouts to the hotel for sucking. Like, I managed just fine, but man, when someone tells you that it's a 2-star hotel, it lives up to its reputation as a 2-star hotel. Let's leave it at that, because everything was fine. I don't know. A little less than fine, but like it was manageable. It served the purpose of being real close to the convention area. But man, like going from like always going to nice hotels that are right in the convention, taking a break from all travel for like 6 years, and then going to that, that was quite a bit of a whiplash, to say the very least. With the convention itself, like, unfortunately, there's only like 2, maybe 3 notable things that I did the entire time there. Thing number 1, I got a Shadow Latias. I was trying to do Pokemon Go raids because there's a lot of gyms and stops at the convention area. But unfortunately, all the times I checked the gyms, there was only one time that there was people actually doing a raid, and it was for that Shadow Latias, while I was in line for one of the other things that I did in the convention. As tempted as I am to say, I can talk more about the convention stuff while we're waiting for the space-time rift. I really gotta give a shout out to my game development. Because honestly, I should have done that at the beginning of the video because it's really what I want people to hear the most. For April Fools, I've actually released a couple demos of Firebrand Dash between the last Game and Chill and now. It's been that long. What I really want to give highlight to the most though was this April Fool's update I did. Because it looked at something that I've been teasing for a long time that I was finally able to reveal. Initially, like, I was gonna have this feature available as early as the previous demo, but along development, and while I was trying to brainstorm ideas for this year's April Fool's video, I came up with a fun idea to actually make implementing a new character tied to the Game and Chill. Okay, so that's the stuff I want. So yeah, there'll be a video card if I remember to put it in for the Firebrand Dash demo, and you can play as a new character, Nema. That's essentially what all that's about. Maybe I'll get back to it after I take some time to brainstorm what I need to do in this space-time rift. I actually don't know if I need to do anything, because I think like the rare Pokemon that I need to pay attention to, that I still haven't like mastered the Pokedex for, include like Magnemite and the fossils. And now that I say it out loud, then yeah, there's this. The space-time rift has like literally nothing that I still need. It's like Heracross is filled out, and I even gotten a shiny of it already. I might even gotten multiples. I forget. Oh come on! What a waste of a perfectly good Sticky Clob. So yeah, I think I've gotten everything of note and value from here. So I should probably just like grab all of the shards and then head out. Save everyone a little bit of time. Ah, I can't believe you still missed that, Raichu. That was a strong style, and you still missed it. Twice. But now you're never gonna hit it, aren't you? Yep. It's not even worth my time if I can't land the Iron Tails for this Pokedex research. Alright, so yeah, let's just go around and collect all the treasures and then be along our merry way, because I can't think of any Pokemon that I would actually want to catch or even fight here. Pretty sure anything that can spawn here has already been mastered out a while ago. Especially like Kalava. I don't see any harm in catching it though. Oh! Oh! An Alpha Eevee. Don't exactly get to see that every day. And no, you aren't gonna snipe me, you stupid Floatzel. You thought you were clever with gaining the high ground and staying out of my distance while you did your charge shot. But nope. I am more observant than that. Even if I don't seem to be at times. Oof. That felt close. I don't know why I feel inclined to like fight the right or catch the Heracrosses when I've already done so much with them. It just feels like just feels like Heracrosses are rare enough saying that I instinctively want to go for it. And I don't even know if I need to do anything with strong style moves. I think it really is just Iron Tail. Too bad I can't hit a freaking Iron Tail for the life of me. Oh. So now you do it just fine. Oh, somehow I missed that plate. Or shard. Alright, are we absolutely sure that I got everything? Newish. Oh, it's over already. I don't know, I guess I was in there for a while, but that still felt fast. Still felt way too fast for a space-time rift. I guess it's just been so long since I've done one. So I probably was in there for a bit. Oh, it's a Barbroach. I was gonna say, a Finneon? Here, of all places? But no. So you still gotta, like, catch them without being spotted. If I could do that with an Alpha, that'd be kind of crazy. So I should probably get rid of this Paris because it's inevitable that it's gonna just cause problems. And that backstreak was totally by accident. Nice. Did that count towards not getting seen? Awesome! I feel like that's one of the lesser deserved instances of not getting seen, but I'll take it. These Pokédex entries just need to get done at any cost. We're approaching 500 hours into this game. By we, I mean me. The fact that I got so much I can do with this game, even if it's the more tedious Pokédex entries, is kind of crazy. Speaking of things I've never done with the game, I haven't even bothered to actually do all the post-game DLC stuff. Like, I still have yet to get a perfect run in the Arceus Challenge that I always forget the name of. I never even gone back to do all the rematches against corrupted Pokemon, the Guardian Pokemon. Definitely not Alpha Pokemon. That's like something I've already been catching all along. Point being, like, there's still stuff to do. I've done a few of them off screen. Actually, all I have left to do is Hissui Electrode and Arceus itself, if you count that rematch. Maybe I'll do one of them on a video someday for the fun of it. It's just that those things are a bit more exciting, so they don't really feel like chill enough to be on Game and Chill. I don't know, it feels like I've been recording way longer than planning as is, but also I know I was in the middle of a convention story. So maybe I'll see if I can find one more Outbreak or something. Oh, yeah, I certainly was catching today. I don't look. But then again, I guess I did do a massive outbreak. I didn't just fixate on one particular Pokemon for once before the game show started. And then I did the whole Legends. Then I did that whole space-time rift thing, even though there was no Pokemon I needed to do Pokédex research for in it. Whatever. Alright, I guess now the soft reset until I find something worth doing while I finish up the convention stories. Unless I just decide to use the B-roll I was going to record for post commentary anyways, and just add the rest of the story and use that to tell the rest of the story in post commentary. We'll see. it depends on how long it takes for me to actually find something neat. Oh, Laventon, you're not feeling so well. Man, how if I almost put 500 hours in this game and still have stumble into the most random, and yet I'm still surprised by what this game can offer. No, I was going to soft reset, but I am still looking for a bird mite, a shiny bird mite. So you might as well see what's in the massive outbreak in the snow area. After all, winter's coming to an end. So if I want to enjoy the snow, I get the feeling I'm going to have to resort a lot more to fictional snow. Like, usually around here, April Fool's Day is the last day that I can recall in recent history where it snowed. And it's been pretty much the opposite of snow today, so I think we're good on that front. No burn mice here, but I've already started recording. Yeah. All I was really going to talk about with that convention stuff, even though it was so long ago, everything I think could be summarized in like 3 events. The cosplay contest, cosplay chess show, and the 3DS meetup, which kind of turned more to an excuse to actually finally play Mario Party DS. Notably not a 3DS game for the first time. And sure, maybe I spent the whole day, maybe I spent the whole meetup playing 2 rounds of Mario Party DS, but hey, it was my first time ever playing Mario Party DS, so I think it was worth it for that alone. It was just a little embarrassing because for the longest time that was the only thing of fun they did at the convention, and so it's a little embarrassing to say, oh, I spent the most exciting things I did at the convention was play retro video games. So I'm glad that like the other things like the cosplay contest and the chess happened. That was just my reminder that I gotta go to bed and get up to work in the morning. Technically I don't really gotta worry about that until 11. That was just a 10:30 reminder, just to assure that I don't get too deep in this thing. But man, it's been so long since I've done gaming shows. So I'm gonna at least finish this convention story stuff before I call it a part. The cosplay contest, it's hard to talk about what it was. Because it's literally just a contest for cosplays. I didn't take part in it, I just watched. But it was still a pretty enjoyable part of the event. Like, people had some good stuff. There's some well-made costumes. There's like an act showcase category. I forget exactly what it's called, but people actually put on little shows to go along with audio recordings that they had. So a lot of them were dance routines, some of them were skits. It had a level of entertainment. Plus the host is always a blast. I remember them being kind of funny from the last time I went to this particular convention, and it was still fun in and of itself. I think what really makes it fun though, is like the audience is just so ham over this person. Like, almost as much of the entertainment comes from the way the audience interacts with the host as much as it does the hosts themselves. Hey everyone, Jackie K from the editing board. I felt like I was stumbling upon my words a lot in this back half of the video, so I decided to re-record in post, at least the portion where I talk about the rest of the convention. The biggest culprit is cosplay chess, because that event is pretty hard to describe with mere words alone. In its bare essence, it's a cosplay show. The actors spent several weeks rehearsing essentially this giant multiverse fanfiction. It's something that this convention seems to do every year, with little variations on exactly what characters are involved in the show. It usually boils down to 2 characters fighting themselves in a conflict, and then inviting characters from all sorts of games and media to represent chess pieces, and they quote-unquote duke it out in a death battle. I don't know if death battle is the perfect word because it's played a lot more to comedic effect, little if anything taken seriously, but that's where the chess part of cosplay chess comes from. But essentially the whole fun of the event is just seeing these different characters from mediums that would normally never interact with each other, and the actors conveying what if scenarios of how they would interact with each other. Got characters from anime, TV shows, a couple video games, some medium that I'm not sure whether to count as web shows or television, like Hazbin Hotel and Amazing Digital Circus. For example, there were some moments between Burger Pants from Undertale and Bonger's the hamburger bug creature from Bug Snacks. I bet you could use your imagination and you wouldn't be too far off from what happened. So yeah, that was definitely one of the more unique things that they do at this convention, and it was just as good as the previous times that I saw it. I don't want to overhype it, it's not like Broadway material acting or anything, but it's a general good time. Talking about how I lucked out of it being on Saturday as well as Sunday, that reminded me of something I wanted to do Saturday, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get to the convention in time. It seemed like just a simple enough panel, but fun enough to be a real shame that I had to miss out on it. It seemed like essentially everyone swapped sketchbooks and drew something in it, so it kind of felt like a giant art trade, if nothing else. So that would have been real fun to take part in, but alas. Between traffic and parking, one of the big few things that really dampened my convention experience, I wasn't able to make it in time. Cause yeah, this was the first time in like at least 6 years, if not more, that I've actually drove this far, and it was personally not that far of a distance. Like, it was more than an hour, but not enough to make a whole day just of a road trip. The drive up there was fine enough. Where I really struggled with driving, that's a story for later. But what caused me to really be late was just because it's been so long since I've been to this convention. I forget exactly. It takes place on a pretty large campus, and I forget the exact layout of where all the rooms panels take place in, including where checkup is. So I drove to the general campus area, realized that the parking lot I drove to was nowhere nearby the convention, so I had to go back in the car, drive around and try to hunt down where I was supposed to be. And by then, unfortunately, even with finding the quote-unquote proper parking, I ended up parking so far away that it was a pretty distant walk, that if I wasn't in such good shape from going on daily walks over the weekend and trying to keep myself doing half an hour of walking a day, if only because of the treadmill, I probably wouldn't have been able to make that walk. And maybe I'm exaggerating a little. Speaking of unfortunates, I gave myself a bit of a stress one of those days because of just driving around. There wasn't a lot of places open to eat, and it was downpouring, and the one place that was open was downpouring pretty hard, so I decided to drive off the convention center and find a nearby restaurant to order out and eat at. Unfortunately, I don't even think the rain was really part of the responsibility of the stress, but on the drive back, I felt like I was getting lost, stressed out, missed turns, probably made a couple of drivers angry, swear I didn't mean to. It was just a huge shock to my self-esteem. Not helped by the fact that I was kind of discouraged of making all the effort to come up here in the first place, and not really feeling like I'd done too much. Like I said, all I really did this whole convention time was play 3DS games and do 2 panels. And to make everything worse, my phone did the stupid thing where it detects quote-unquote moisture in the charger port and refuses to let you charge it for an undisclosed period of time. And it's kind of a problem because, like, I drove so far away that I was using my phone GPS to navigate around places, so I had the stress that if my phone went dead, I was worried I'd just be lost there. Luckily, my phone was pretty full on battery, so it was essentially a non-issue. But this happened immediately after all the stress with driving, so I was feeling incredibly discouraged about the whole trip as a whole. Oh man, I totally forgot that I actually slept at a hotel. That's the whole experience in of itself. So, for the first time in way too long, I took on the primal human instinct to cope with sadness and anxiety by engaging in consumerism. By going to the artist alley, of course. If I'm gonna spend money, I should spend it on the artists. To be fair, stopping by there was on the back of my mind. First time I went through, I couldn't really see anything that I wanted, but I think part of that was just because it was so crowded on day one. So because I had so much time in between things and I wasn't even sure if it was worth sticking around, I decided to check out the shopping area, or specifically the artist alley, before heading home. It was local-ish, so I figured if there was any opportunity to support local artists, this would be a good opportunity to do so. Found some nice prints. I believe most of the stuff I bought was Pokemon, excluding a few things that aren't exactly games that I'm interested in, but I figured it might make good gifts to send to friends, one way or another. At least it will be when I eventually figure out how to send giant prints through the mail without worrying about them getting wrecked. And of course it was after I already bought the Pokemon stuff because I thought there wouldn't be anything better that I found some of the Golden Sun merch. So yeah, I probably spent even more than I was planning because I wanted to make sure I got every single Golden Sun related thing that I saw. Because not every day that you find an artist that actually cares enough about Golden Sun to actually make stuff, let alone make things like keychains or prints, let alone actually take it to a convention. So yeah, I guess that was kind of fun, at least for doing literally nothing but buying stuff. I was kind of surprised how much entertainment value I got out of all that. Fun thing I learned, one of the prints I bought, literally the same exact piece of art that was used in a thumbnail of a YouTuber I watch. Managed to get confirmation from the artist that it was theirs, and got confirmation from the YouTuber that they commissioned them. You may be asking, Jackie K, how come you didn't already know that? Well, caught me slacking in keeping track of names. It was a long day between all the driving stress, so I wasn't really feeling my A game in sociality. And while I got names of a couple of the artists that I bought stuff from, of course the one artist I didn't catch their name of, and I didn't have a physical receipt to reference, that was the artist that ended up doing the thumbnail. All's well that ends well though. With a bit of reverse image searching and the internet, I was able to figure it out eventually. And you know, since the plan wasn't to completely post-commentate my entire Game & Show video again, I guess this is as good of any sequitur to go back to the live commentary. It was a small world. Not exactly a local artist, like different states. But the stakes were close enough that, like, it's probably still more local than if I went to a big convention like PAX or Com Bravo. I still miss Com Bravo. It was like a big convention. It was the best of both worlds between a big convention and a local convention. This one's like close, which makes me feel a little disappointed and hesitant to do more considering of how it went. But you know, the whole point of bringing that last thing was to bring myself up. But you kind of get what I mean about just like how the convention was a bit of a mix of emotions and I wasn't exactly ready to talk about it right away. I just hope the next time, if I do go to a convention again, that like the driving is a bit less stressful. But that might just be the way society works. Having to rebuy a dock piece because I lost stuff only like salt on the wound. But hey, it wasn't totally bad. Good stuff did come out of it. I gotta keep reminding myself that. So much has happened since last time I did a Game & Chill, and yet all I could really get out of me was the whole convention story stuff. The other big thing is like my game. Go check out my game. I'm hoping like now that like all the surprises are out in the public that I might get back into game dev vlogs. No guarantees. What is kind of surprising that I've noticed I've kind of like subconsciously became a little bit of a Kirby Air Riders content creator as of late. As I haven't really been able to get myself... Oh right, those are not catchable Pokemon. I haven't been able to get myself to start up a new playthrough series. And I have been playing enough Kirby Air Riders, and there's been enough events frequently enough that I wanted to play anyways, that I've had plenty of videos just of my time playing Kirby Air Rider events. Sometimes streaming it, occasionally, like the previous few videos I've uploaded. I wasn't feeling up to streaming, so I just recorded it for an hour and edited it down to a couple of videos. But yeah, no promises exactly how long Kirby Air Riders will be the main thing I upload on the channel, but for right now, at least, it seems to be the thing I've been uploading the most on the channel. Oh yeah! Air Rider, that reminds me of the others. I've actually been able to play Star Garden with other people. And I don't even get time to go into what that is. What you need to know is that it's a game that's not even out yet, but there's a free public demo. So it's been really hard to find people to play online with. But I finally gave up on the quick play feature and just checked out the Discord, and I was lucky enough over last weekend to actually get on online matches with people for a good bit. And the game's a lot more fun when you're playing with other people. Just don't get into a situation when you're 1v1ing the best player of the game. At least according to the Discord, because that happened to me the following time I tried, and it was nice. First couple times I got my butt handed to me severely, but I think that game would be a lot more fun when I'm playing when it's not just 2 players, when it's actually taking advantage of the whole 6-player lobbies that you can have. Long story short, Star Garden is essentially the Child Garden system from the Sonic Adventure games, but instead of playing Sonic Adventure levels to collect stuff for the Child Garden, you play Kirby Air Ride matches. That's dumbing it down a lot. There's a lot of small differences that make Star Garden's game city trial mode stand out on its own. But the best way I can advertise it to people is if getting a Switch 2 and Kirby Air Riders is too expensive for you, go play this. Go play the public demo of Star Garden. It's essentially free city trial. Just good luck finding people online to play with. You can play with CPUs, and if you do get on their Discord, the Discord's a lot easier to find matches with than the quick play, sadly enough. Not guaranteed that you'll find someone right away, but you're definitely more likely, and if you're persistent enough, you will find people to play with eventually there. Because there are some dedicated fans that are constantly playing that game, at least from what I've seen on the Discord. There's just so few people that you're not guaranteed to find someone every single day. I'm not selling this well. If you're interested in something like Kirby Air Ride City Trial, go download the Star Garden demo now and join the Discord and just check out the lobby matches every now and then, and you'll eventually find people to play with. That much I can assure you. Alright. We've been definitely going on for way for long as is. It's almost 11. I got work in the morning. And yeah, just now there's a space-time rift forming. I'll close off the video here, and if I decide to check out the space-time rift and find anything cool, I'll let you know. Thank you all for tuning in for this edition of Game & Chill. And now that things have settled down between, hitting the milestones in my game development and taking care of this convention, I'm hoping to get back in the swing of doing this more consistently. I still like Legends of Arceus despite everything. Despite all the games that have come since then. Despite all the time I've already put into it. Maybe one of these times I'll do free play and city trial for a Game & Chill just for a change of pace. But I still find this being my comfort game. Still find this as the best game for me to do Game & Chill on. So if you're a fan of the way things are, I wouldn't get too worried. For real now though, I've been Jackie K, and I'll see y'all later. Take care.